Homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Mang Liaoming. Homage to Master Sakya Zengkong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dukden Torji. Homage to the main deity of Homa today, Amoghapassa Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, the equal deliverance Vajra. Homage to all the Avalokitesvara Bodhisattvas. Simu, Tanzan Katso, Tutan City, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, and all disciples, and everyone over the internet. How do you do? Good afternoon. How do you do? Aisteru. Sarange.
Hola amigo.
Hola amigo.
Te quiero mucho.
Te quiero mucho.
Sugoin.
Sugoin.
Ichiban.
Ichiban.
Kimoji.
Kimochi.
Jumi.
Jumi.
Yapi.
Yapi.
Purin purin. Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
大家午安。我们今天是做这个不空间所观音。
Today we perform Amoghapassa Avalokitesvara Homa.
那么这一尊呢，它的
And this deity, the Vajra name is Equal Deliverance Vajra, which means the Vajra who delivers equally. And just now, I saw Master Li Xingzhu. The equal deliverance Vajra, and his name is Amogha. That's the name. And the equal deliverance Vajra gave Master Li Xingzhu a white lotus blossom. And he also bestowed a Dharma ship and also delivered many beings, many spirits to be reborn into the Pure Land. Amoghapassa Avalokitesvara is one of the 7 Avalokitesvara, one of the 7 Guan Yin. And Amoghapassa's Dhamma power is like the non-empty lasso with tremendous Dhamma power. 4 arms, 3 faces, each with 3 eyes. And the 4 hands, one is holding the mala, chanting beads, one holding the white lotus, another hand holding a non-empty lasso, and one hand is holding a jade vase filled with nectar. So he performs 4 functions: for purification, curing illnesses, fulfilling wishes, and for attainments. That's for Amuka-pasa, Avalokitesvara. So today is the Amuka-pasa's Homa, and Master Li was bestowed a white lotus and equally delivered to the pure Buddha land.
这是通知大家。
Announcement.
下个礼拜天是7月5号。
Next Sunday.
July 5. Afternoon 3 o'clock.
July 5th.
PM. So long life. Buddha.
At 3 p.m.
The ceremony.
So, Longevity Buddha Homa Fire Offering Ceremony next Sunday, July 5th at 3 p.m. That's the first and foremost deity of the 3 longevity deities, and they are the Longevity Buddha, Ushnisha Vijaya, Buddha Mother, and the White Tara. They are the 3 longevity deities. And the Longevity Buddha is very extraordinary, can extend your lifespan, enhance your longevity, and to give you great health. Typically speaking, when you have a long life, you will not be healthy. And because you're not healthy, you don't have a long life. So it's very rare to have longevity and health, because most people with long life will not be healthy. Therefore, this deity is very extraordinary. So please let everybody know on July 5th.
Afternoon, 3 o'clock p.m. Long life Buddha Fire Offering Ceremony. 请大家告诉大家。
Yeah, please let other people know. Let me share a joke first. There's a Taiwanese lady married an Englishman. After the marriage, they live in London. And the woman's English is not good. So when she goes to the market and wanted to buy something, it's very troublesome. So one day she went to the meat counter and wanted to buy a hog feet. She didn't know what to say, so she lifted up her skirt to show her leg to let the butcher understand. And the second day, she wanted to buy milk and didn't know what to say, so she opened her shirt, and then pushed the tits to show it. And then the third day, she wanted to buy sausage, so she brought her husband to the market. What are you thinking? Her husband can speak English. So what are you thinking there? It's just a joke. So, talking about language, I also feel very regretful that in school, the class that I despise most is English. And that's the play of fate. My friend loved English very much, and he was memorizing vocabularies from the dictionary every morning since he got up. He memorized all the vocabularies from the dictionaries. But he's still in Taiwan even now. And me, who hated, despised English, that I always cheated in English test. I wrote all the words on my legs. And it turned out I'm coming to America. So sometimes fate plays games with you. I often told people, why do I want to learn English? I'm not going to America or immigrating to countries, English-speaking countries. But this is how it turned out. So it's very hard to figure out your fate and destiny. It often comes by surprise and beyond your control. Now we will do the question and answer. Grandmaster, I would like to ask, in the main part of the practice, we should first visualize the lotus blossom at our heart chakra. And on top of it, a blue moon disc, and on top of the moon disc, a yidam sit syllable. My question is, what color is the lotus at our heart chakra? Or whatever color we like. Is there a special meaning to the color? Please answer with compassion.
我告诉大家，因为你的8叶莲花开的时候，是
Because
要迎请你的本尊。
when your 8-petal lotus blossoms,
就是本尊的种
8-petal
子，
lotus blossoms, you need to invoke your yidam to sit
那么
on
本尊的
top
种
of
子
the
是在叶轮
mundus,
上，你
and the
迎请的
yidam
就是
sit syllables
本
on
尊
top of the mundus.
由这个顶窍经
So
过中脉
the
到你
invoked
的心
yidam
轮，
would
坐在你的
enter
心
through
轮
the
的
apex
8叶莲花
and
上。
through the central channel on top of
那
the
你自己的本尊
8-petal
的莲
lotus
花
in your heart.
是什么颜色？
So what color is your
你就观
yidam's lotus?
自己的心轮莲花
Then
是
you
什么颜
visualize
色？
your own lotus at your heart chakra, the same color.
这样就比较符合一点。
Now that would match.
你的本尊的莲花，它是什么颜色？
So the color
你就观
of
想
the
你的
lotus of
心
your
轮的莲
yidam.
花是什么颜色？
So you should visualize the lotus at your heart chakra the same as the lotus of your yidams.
像师尊本身来讲起来，你
Like
如
for
果
Grandmaster,
本尊呢是阿弥陀佛，
if the yidam is Amitabha
Amitabha.
Buddha or
那么
Amitabha
阿弥陀
Tathagata,
如来，它本身是深红色，身体
and
是红色，
Amitabha
它的
Tathagata
莲花是
is
什么颜色？
red, and his lotus,
是不是红色？
is it also red?
如果是红色，你就要观想
If it is
自己的
red,
莲花是
then
红
you
色。
visualize your own lotus is
那么
also
再问
red.
你如果迎请瑶池金母，
If you
它的
invoke
莲花
Golden
是什么颜
Mother,
色？
and what is the color of her lotus?
有白色，有金色，有红色，
They're white or golden or red?
有金色，
People
有
answered here.
黄色，金色、金黄色，
Golden,
有红
yellow
色，有
color,
白色。
red or white.
你看看瑶池金母她做的，如果她不是做莲花，而且是做的是
If
这个
just check on Golden
莲花，
Mother, if she's not sitting on
不
the
过也没关
lotus,
系啦。
it's
像师
okay.
尊喜欢白色，
Like
那么
Grandmaster
就用
likes
白色
white,
的莲花也可以。
then you use white lotus.
地藏王菩萨
And Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva, what color is his lotus?
黄色，
Yellow.
那就是观想黄色的莲花。
Then you visualize the yellow lotus.
那这一点，你的主尊是什么？你就观想
It
那个莲
depends
花
on
的
the
颜
main
色是什
deity
么
you're visualizing. Then you visualize
这个
that
都是要
lotus
配
to
合
be the same
都是要
color.
配合。
They all
像
have
我
to
们今天
match.
做不空间所观音，
Like today, we perform
师
Amugabhasa
尊你的不空
Avalokitesvara,
间所观音，它的身色是白色，
and because his
所以师
body
尊
is
就
white,
白色
so
的
Grandmaster is wearing white dragon robe.
就穿白色的龙啊，这是要配合的。
So it has to match.
它的颜色是什么？你就穿哪一种颜色，
So whatever color the deity is, then you wear that same
比
color,
较合于
then it would
阴明
match
血，
better.
那个叫做阴明
That's
血。
logic,
阴
right?
明血，五明呢，也就是医方明、工巧
The five
阴
sciences,
明、
the medical
生
science,
明，
arts and skill,
由
the
阴明来
the
讲
science
起
of
来，
language, the science of logics, and the spiritual.
合宜逻辑的
So the
这个
logics,
意思，
science of
不是
logics.
可以观想自己喜欢的莲花颜色，
So it's not just visualizing whatever you want. It depends on what lotus or the color of lotus of the yidam. And the second question, I'm Nian Hoa Pei Fen from Surabaya, Indonesia. I would like to ask, in your book 276, The Ray of Divine Light, you wrote, I'm the great buck of the South Mountain Rock, and I'm not the lion roar of the North Mountain. But Grandmaster is really a Buddha. Sakyamuni Buddha is also a Buddha. So is there any difference? Why did you refer to yourself as a buck? Is there varying merit between different Buddhas or any other meaning? In the book, The Ray of Divine Light, I wrote that I am the great buck of the South Mountain Rock and I'm not the lion roar of the North Mountain. You cannot just take this out of context. You know, in this chapter, in this article, I have forgotten what I was writing about.
Because I'm all man. Sometimes everything is forgot. Sometimes everything is forgot. 这个灵光，这个云云。
This book, The Ray of Divine Light.
云云，灵光云云当中啊，这一篇文章我忘掉。
I have forgotten about this article.
南山十大虫，不是北山狮子吼。
I'm the great buck of the South Mountain Rock and I'm not the lion roar of the North Mountain. There must be a context to it, but I have forgotten. Why would I want to refer to myself as the big buck and not the tiger? You know what the big buck is? That's a dragon. Dragon.
我知道恐龙是 dinosaur， 恐龙是 dinosaur， 那个龙是 dragon， 老虎是 tiger。
Yeah. So 恐龙 is dinosaur, and 龙 is dragon, and 老虎 is tiger.
十大虫。The nose, the mountain. 狮子是 lion， 不是老虎，是 lion。
狮子 is lion。
他讲师尊明明是佛，释迦牟尼佛也是。
Kamasa is a Buddha. Sakyamuni Buddha is a Buddha. Is there any difference? Why did you refer to yourself as a big buck? Let me tell you, there is a koan in Zen Buddhism. Someone asked the Zen patriarch, "What are you?" I am the donkey at the foot of the mountain. Donkey is smaller than a horse. How do you say donkey?
Donkey.
Mule.
好了，他讲说他山下的一只驴。
He said that he's a donkey at the foot of the mountain.
禅宗为什么要这样子讲？
Why
禅宗祖师为什么要讲？
did Zen patriarchs say
因为
that?
他只要修到平等性的时候，
Because when he practiced until he reached the state of equal mind, then he can say anything. A big
我
bird,
是狮子，
a lion,
我是 chicken，
chicken,
我是 monkey， 你
monkey.
都可以讲，因为
You
都是
can
平
say
等。
them all because they're all equal.
所以这个人讲啊，这个释迦牟尼佛是佛，世尊也是
So
佛。
she said, Grandmaster is a Buddha, Sakyamuni Buddha is also a Buddha.
大
So
虫
there's no difference. That's true.
跟如是
So
尊
the big buck
也没有
and the lion and Grandmaster Lu
得到平等性质
are
的时候，
not different.
也就是什
When
么
you
都没有分
reach
别。
when you have the
就是这个道理。
wisdom of equal nature,
所以
then there
世
is
尊讲
no
这
differences
句话也
whatsoever.
没有什
So
么错，
that's the concept.
也没有
So
没有
it's
什么
not
错，
wrong.
因为你修行得到平等性质的时候，跟你讲
So when you
没有
cultivate spiritually
亲属
until you reach
这个人是我的亲人，
the
这
wisdom
个人
of
一
the
点跟
equal
我一
nature,
点关系
then
都没有，
there's
是陌
no
生人，
friends
没
or
有亲属，
foes,
没有敌人，
no
没有
friends
自
or
己的，
foe,
没有爱
no
人跟
enemies,
敌人之分，没有，
no loved ones.
这是修行到
There's no
平等性
differences.
质的时候。
That's when you have reached the realm of the wisdom of
所以
equal
世尊
nature.
度众生啊，是有教无类。不管你是怎么样
So
的人，
in Grandmaster's salvation of
今
sentient
天我
beings
们做的等引金
would
刚，
teach everyone,
平等
doesn't
结义
matter who you are. Like what we had today
啊，
is
这
the
是一个重
equal
点。
deliverance. We
所以
deliver them
是
equally.
十大虫，是狮子吼，
That's the
也
point.
其实跟
So
佛
the big
也
buck
没有分别。
or lion roar or Buddha,
看释
they
迦牟尼
are
佛，你讲说
there are
释
no
迦牟尼佛
differences.
也是佛，
You
释迦
said
牟尼佛
Sakyamuni
当
Buddha
过
is also a
象，
Buddha, and he was once an elephant.
大象，阿拉本，
Elephant.
大象当过大象，当过 monkey，
He was a monkey,
当过孔雀，
a
当
peacock.
过孔雀。你看，释迦牟尼佛是佛哎，
So Sakyamuni Buddha is a
他又是
Buddha,
象王，
but he was
又是猴王，
also an elephant king, a monkey
又
king,
是孔雀王，
a peacock king,
另外还有什么？
and
鹿王，
Deer
没错
king.
鹿王，鹿王是第二，所以这些动物也都是释迦牟尼佛。
So all these animals are Sakyamuni Buddha too.
平等性
He's the same,
啊，
the wisdom
这个
of the equal nature.
莲花配分，我告诉你，它的
莲花
意义
配分
就是平等性质，
And the meaning
平等性质。
is the wisdom of the equal nature.
再来一个问题，顶礼师佛，
The next
嗡
question.
咕噜连声悉地
Homage to the Buddha Guru, Om Kuru Lien Sang Siddhi Hom.
每
I am
每
truly
开示教
grateful
授种种简单实
to
用
you that in
方法
each of your Dharma teaching you have been teaching us so many simple and practical
护身
methods.
法
In these past few years, you taught us to chant
吽说哈，
Om Ahum Soha in the armor protection,
三轮放光，
Recently, you taught us the sleep protection by lights radiated by the 3 chakras, the visualization and mudra for the boundary protection using Vajra scepter and Vajra bell, and Siddharthapatra's Bardo deliverance by the light radiated by her parasol, etc. I have these questions for many years now. 1. For the above practices that you have transmitted, do we need empowerments before practicing it? Or some do not need empowerments? Second, how do we know which ones need empowerment and which ones don't? Third, after receiving an empowerment for a deity yoga, can we also practice all the other visualization practices of that deity? For example, when I received the empowerment for Siddhartha deity yoga, Grandmaster has not transmitted the visualization for Siddhartha's Bardo deliverance. So now that you have taught us this practice, can I do it? Please advise. Thank you. 拜莲花医药。First, so all these practices, do you need empowerments for some or not for others? Now, I would like to ask your opinion. You can practice after you receive the empowerment. That is right too. Many Dharma practices need empowerments before you can practice. For some gurus, some Tibetan masters, in order to chant one mantra, you have to receive the empowerment for that mantra. To form a mudra, you have to receive an empowerment before you can form the mudra. That's for masters in Tibet. And for visualization, it was very specific, very detailed. Like what you just said, everything requires empowerments. But for Grandmaster, due to Grandmaster's compassion to make convenience, to make it more convenience for people. But Master Dukdan Dorji said, these conveniences should not be taken advantage of or misused. So, once you receive an empowerment of that deity, it includes all the Dharma practices for that deity, just to make it more convenient for people. If there is a Dharma practice that is not related to your yidam, then it is best if you ask for an empowerment, whether remotely or personally. That would be better. Now, do you understand? So this convenience should not be taken for granted. That's what Master Dupten Darji said. So I make it convenient for you, but you should cherish it and not take it for granted. So if a Dharma practice is related to the deity that you have practiced, then you don't need empowerments. But if it is unrelated, then you need an empowerment. That was for the first question. The second question, how do we know which ones need empowerment and which ones don't? I have answered that question for both question 1 and 2. Question 3. After receiving an empowerment of a deity yoga, can we also practice all the other visualization practices of that deity? For example, when I received the empowerment for Siddhartha deity yoga, Master has not transmitted the visualization for Siddhartha's Bardu deliverance by the light radiated by her parasol. So now that you have taught us that practice, can I do it? Yes.
Yes. X. Y-E-X. Yes.
Yes. Y-E-S. Yes. Because you have received the empowerment of Siddhartha deity yoga, then of course you can perform the visualization for Siddhartha's Bardu deliverance. Because this is related. They are all interrelated, so sure. So I have answered all these 3 questions.
是问答这季沙婆第3问如何是佛？答不是指金莲红千
What is the Buddha?
也不是白羽毫飞万德生。问是什么
The question.
答带着拖把亲近尘埃者。问什么是法？不是千金书品，更不是万典一如。问是什么？保持清净的方法。问什么是身？
This is from the book.
雅基方外客，不是人间火中莲。问是什么？真正睡觉，真正吃饭。卢师尊所答另有别意。问：我是南山10大虫，不是北山狮子吼。问：卢师尊在书上啰啰嗦嗦，这个什么？答：因为我是卢师尊。问：卢师尊是什么人？答：立地的死汉子。问：卢师尊在什么处？答：无觅处，找不到的地方。问：卢师尊岂无方便？答：铁饼无知，砂石无油。问：隐隐凡夫，须人指导。答：说记不无。问：卢师尊如何度众生？桃花红，梨花白，花里许多小蜜蜂。问什么意？答99813721。问仍然不懂。答：因为我是卢师尊。问卢师尊在什么处？答：无觅处，找不到的地方。问什么是身？答：仍然不懂。 结果自然成。问悟与不悟，得无不得是什么？答：泥不着。这个就是禅宗的东西嘛。
This is all Zen koan from the book, that article. That's why I said I was the donkey at the foot of the mountain. That's the answer. Because at the wisdom of equality it's like that. So I was just talking about the Zen stuff. You asked, what is Grandmaster? Grandmaster is the South Mountain big buck, but not the lion roar of the North Mountain. So if you say it clearly, then it's not Zen. Zen Buddhism is to push you to mull over, to ruminate, and from your contemplation you would find the answer. So that was Zen Buddhism. Now, after I read it, it's still Zen. Xiaoming got home from school, and his two cheeks were red and swollen, and asked him what happened. Xiaoming said, on the way home I saw an auntie, and her skirt was stuck in her behind. So I helped her pull it out. And instead, she slapped me. But how come both of your cheeks were red? So what happened? And Xiaoming said, because I put it back. I stuff it back. So it doesn't matter what you do, it's wrong. That's also the Zen joke. The lady got her skirt stuck in her behind. It looked bad, so he pulled it and he was slapped. And he thought, oh, that was wrong, so he pushed it back. So he was slapped again. You know, it's best that you just ignore it for this kind of things. Just ignore it. That's the best. Just let her find out by herself. A fortune teller changed his career to open a barbershop and called the 5 elements. And Xiaoming asked the owner, so what 5 elements are there? And the boss replied, the scissor is the metal, and you're sitting on the chair, that's wood, and shampooing your hair, that's the water, and the perm, that's the fire. And then Xiaoming asked, how about the earth? And the boss said, the earth is on your head because your hairstyle is very earthy, which is very tacky. So earth is very difficult, so just say that your hairstyle has become very earthy or tacky. Now we will talk on body divisions. Let me just read this because these are all just titles. 1. The 4 functional service energy. What accumulation relied upon, metaphor of the accumulation, the spiritual experiences of the accumulation, absorption practice for the accumulation. The 10 special energy, 5 basic root qi, 5 branch qi. 7 key points of the actual practice, the name, place of abiding, work to be done, pain of upholding, meditation generated, suffering from the accumulated lumps, and practicing the skillful means. These are all just titles. They'll be explained later. Also, this is the instruction on the start of affinity of the qi of the 4 kinds of divine foot or fleet-footedness of the meditation. Due to stopping the suspicion which cut off the paramita path, this is the Dharma gate to the instruction. The verse states, walk the path according to the 37 Dharma branches to enlightenment. Bodhi refers to the cutting off virtues and wisdom of the 13th ground. Branch refers to its cause. 37 is a number. The 37 starts of affinity such as divine fruit of the earth qi, etc. Initially, the key is the start of affinity of the gripping mantra as the shortcuts and easy travel. The verse states the 4 divine feet of the unfailingly practice. Unfailing practice is the dignity of the right speech, and the cause of practice is the 4 altars. By the proper means inside one's body combined with the start of affinity and the self-will formula naturally come to its comprehension. This is regarded as meditation. Divine means meditation. Feet is its cause. By holding the qi internally, it gives rise to supreme meditation. This is the divine feet of the earth energy. Likewise, for water, fire, and wind, for a total of 4 kinds. The verse states service energy refers to below the worldly path. In sum, it gives rise to the leaking body and mind free from thoughts. In terms of the branches, it is the service energy for the 10 services of the body and mind which never leave. It is generally classified as the 4 functional service qi, 10 special qi, 7 key points of the actual practice, and 70 key formulas. Do you understand what it's all about? Tanzan Katso, do you remember? Do you have this book? This Chinese? Is there a book explaining this? This is quite a mess. This is really... What is this? This is totally hideous mess. They're all Chinese words, but they all mumble jumble. It is like the barber shops that you have a good hair and then they cut it into something really tacky. In my exposition of Lamdre, I don't look into the wordings, the details. I relied on my own actual practice to expound on it. I put it into real practice after listening to many gurus, and then I look into this book. I never read it before I expounded on it. But in order to understand the meaning, the 37 body divisions or branches, 37 branches to enlightenment. Like fleet-footedness in Chinese is divine foot, foot of feet, divine feet. So divine is meditation, and the feet is the qi. So divine is the meditation, and the feet, as it's written here, is the cause. Because the mind and the qi are in union, then you use this mind qi to become meditation. That's why the feet is the cause. So, the four divine feet of the unfailing practice. So when you want to attain the four divine feet of meditation, you use your qi, or vital energy, channels and light drops, as the cause of your meditation. Then that would be called the four divine feet.
37为数，我当然知道37为数了。37不是数是什么？
So of course I know that 37 is a number. Come on.
8、9、10、11。
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 1, 2, 3, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. Of course they are numbers. Why it's still written here that it's a number. Of course it's a number. 37 body divisions, 37 enlightenment qualities, or 37 qualities for enlightenment. They're all the same thing. So body refers to the cutting of virtues and wisdom at the 13th ground. So body is Buddha. Don't you know that body is Buddha? On the 13th ground, in Tantrayana, the 13th ground is a Buddha. Vairocana Buddha, Akshobha Buddha, Amitabha Buddha, Akshobha Buddha, Amoghasiddhi Buddha. They are all Buddhas of the 13th ground. Virtues and wisdom. Body is virtues and wisdom of the 13th ground. This is explaining. So, the branch is the cause. So the cost to attain Bodhi, and 37 is a number. Of course it's a number.
So
it's explaining this. The 4 divine feet of the unfailing practice. So do not lose the 4 divine feet. Do not lose the 37 body divisions. So do not lose it. It's the dignity of the right speech. The cost of practice is the 4 altars. By having the proper means inside one's body combined with the start of affinity, the self-will formula will naturally come to its comprehension, and this is regarded as meditation. So by entering into the 37 divisions, you enter into meditation. Divine is meditation, feet is a cause, and water, fire, wind, they are all making use of your water, fire, and wind of your body through the 37 Dharma branches, you enter into meditation. The verse states surface energy refers to below the worldly path. In some, it gives rise to the leaking body and mind freeze from thoughts. Because the service energy is a kind of obstructions. So, when you want to practice the 37 Dharma branches, you would encounter obstructions because your body is leaking. You need to practice from the leaking body to become non-leaking. So all 37 body divisions would be the body and mind which never leave. And would affect the 10 services. But we want to eradicate the service energy that finally becomes the 4 functional service chi and 10 special chi and the 7 key points of the actual practice and the 70 key formulas. So I completed my explanation now. Do you understand? Just briefly in an outline. Because I have practiced it myself, that's why I understand. I seem to understand. Otherwise, this is really a mumbo jumbo.
这是端午节的笑话。端午节放假，男女同事相约开车出去郊游。
So during the Dragon Boat Festival holiday, there are male and female co-workers in a car driving to a quiet place and kissing each other passionately. And all of a sudden, the police officer, the patrol officer, knocked at the window and asked the man, "Is this your car?" "No, it's company's car." "And is this woman your wife?" And the man replied, "No, she's from the company." And the police officer, hearing that, could not figure it out and said to himself, "Oh my gosh, what company is it that have such great benefits? As policemen, all we got is just the rice dumpling." That the car is companies and the woman is also the companies. Xiaoming's mom bought a free-range chicken, and before it was killed, it was placed in the kitchen. and it laid an egg. So mom decided to keep it for a while. And mom used the opportunity to teach Xiaoming. See, at the critical time you would know how important it is to give a gift. So it's important to know to give a gift at the critical time. Do you understand what it means? A lazy chef just heat the leftovers and give it to the pastor, a Catholic father. And the Catholic father just ate it and didn't ask. And the chef asked, so why didn't you pray before you eat? And he replied, I have offered a gratitude for all the food on the table for over 3 times at least. That's not so funny. So the father knew that that was leftovers. In Buddhism, when we make offerings to the Buddhas, you have to use new and fresh items. And after making that offering, you can offer it to the gods. So it's okay if it's from up to down, but not the other way around. Do you know? So after you cook and make dishes, you offer to the earth god, and then you offer it to the dragon king god, and then you offer it to the protectors, and then you offer it to the bodhisattvas, and then you offer it to the Buddhas. Then that is the other way around. But you are allowed to offer to the Buddhas first and then all the way down, but not the other way around. That's the rule in Buddhism. Xiaoming passed by a pet shop, and there's a parrot that said, yes, you're so ugly. And he's angry and left right away. And on the way back, he passed by that pet shop again, and the parrot said again, you're really so ugly. And Xiaoming got really angry and barged into the pet shop and said, I want to kill that parrot. And then the boss said, no, please don't. I will tell him not to say that. So the next day, he passed by the pet shop, and the parrot said, hi, Xiaoming. And Xiaoming asked, so what are you going to say today? And the parrot replied, no need for me to say, you know. So the parrot is very smart. So human beings are the top of all sentient beings. So if we cultivate spiritually, then we will have great attainments. That's all for today. Thank you very much for Grandmaster's precious Dharma teachings.
网络直播到